a lot of photographers who do portraits and so on, they take mountains of equipment. You know, they'll have 8 bags full of lighting gear. And I just travel like this. And I take the subject to the light. I don't light this. I could have lit you like that.
But you'd spend
But
an hour
why?
doing it too.
Why?
Fiddling with this reflector and that.
It's such a hassle to do that.
Okay, Bob Holmes.
Let's
Bam!
jump in this one.
Let's jump in this. I love this course because I got to follow Bob around for 2 days on assignment. He was actually on an assignment creating photographs for this book that he does every year. And here we are. First, we have an introduction to Bob, who he is, our initial meeting, talking about what the assignment's going to be. Then he goes over his own equipment, breaks it down, his digital studio. Then we went to this winery called Behringer, and we started shooting there. You also see how he works with models. And these were people who were walking around that became his models, and he directed them. He uses a model release, so you can, absolutely have permission to shoot with these people. Outside, we're walking around. We're in this barrel room, which is really cool, very dark. It's like a dark place that's got all these cool places to shoot, and you guys can find these. That's the other cool thing. You don't have to go to a winery to emulate what he did here. Shooting with a model. I'll give you one of his tricks. I love it. He has the model hold a candle, and there's no other light in the room. So one of the 3 main ways to light an image is to have all the light from within the frame itself. That's not always easy to do, but in this case, holding a candle is a great way to do that, and it produces really beautiful images. And then we're outside, we're talking about the next shoot. We're inside. This is the Rhine House, which is one of the main house of this winery. We're shooting different things like drinking wine and showing that. And then at the end of the day, we shoot the blue hour. After you have the golden hour, you go to the blue hour, and he's shooting probably his most signature photograph of this whole experience. So from there, we get into all sorts of other stuff. On his next day, we go deeper. We do drone photography. Bob, we do a wrap up, and we're kind of discussing what went on here. Then, so these are unreleased interviews that you guys get as a bonus. Jared, tell them about these, because I know we released parts of them before, but never the full videos.
Parts of these interviews have been released, but they have never been uncut. So if you've seen these interviews, you've never seen them like this before, where it's the full uncut interview. And a few of these, there's a lot. So there's these parts here where there was a lot that was cut. The other thing too is that for YouTube, we have to cut out a lot of stuff, including, some humorous asides. And Bob is a really funny guy. He makes lots of jokes and stuff, and sometimes you have to cut that out because that's not what YouTube wants, unfortunately. So you can see parts that you've never seen before because we had to cut them out for time purposes.
That's right. And the awesome thing about this, Bob Holmes is a National Geographic photographer. You're going to walk around with him. What better way to learn photography, right?
Yeah.
I love this course. I love working with Bob. You can see there's a big discount. And we are going to include a PDF from Bob that he made fairly recently. It's not actually added in here yet, but we're going to add it in here. And it's one of the things he did with this PDF is he went out and shot with his iPhone. Because, hey, we're not always carrying around a DSLR or a mirrorless camera or film camera or whatever. But we've all got phones in our pocket these days that can photograph. So this is a cool PDF. You're going to be getting that as well. Please subscribe and enable the bell so you don't miss any of our new shows. Like the video and please share it and leave your comments. I love hearing from you. And remember to get out and capture your own images of life.